Happy Friday, everyone. April here. I just want to talk to you about finally making the step to go full time in your aesthetics practice, which is probably the hardest part for most nurses in particular, because any doctors or dentists who start out with me already have a practice, and so going full time, they are already full time. However, it's so funny because people often go, oh gosh, I set up my medical aesthetics practice, and it is such a huge leap. Don't get me wrong, it is a huge step to set up your own business, and you've done your aesthetic training and you are trying to get clients through your doors and you're not quite sure what you're doing. And this, unfortunately, it's an uncomfortable comfort zone that a lot of practitioners find themselves stuck in. So they set up their business and they could spend years working at it part time. And when they're working at it part time, they're also working full time in a hospital or, in a doctor's practice, somewhere, doing nursing for a big company or, dentistry for a big company. And it's very difficult for nurses to actually, I suppose, cut those apron strings. And unfortunately, it leads to you working, you get into aesthetics in order to have a better life, and it actually means you end up working more hours and you're exhausted, and it leads to burnout very fast because you're probably working part-time on your business and full-time in a hospital. And it's the fear, you see, it's the fear that's keeping you there. And I know I've said it in one of my other videos, it's the golden handcuffs, because at least you know where that paycheck is coming from. And that's really true. And it's very important to have that, that peace of mind. However, you're never going to progress your business when you're stuck in that uncomfortable comfort zone. So what you need to do is you need to just get yourself out of it. Get yourself out of that comfort zone, which is very difficult to do, and you have to change something. So you have to change something in some way in order to make it sustainable, that you can walk away. And the problem with nurses is, especially in the UK and Ireland, we're usually, if we're working for the NHS or the HSE, we are in full-time permanent positions. So we have the comfort zone of knowing that we always have a job. No matter what, we have a job. And that comfort zone is the worst possible thing that could happen to us, because we know we're safe and it makes the jump harder. I always say it's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You see the man Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and they're like, right, well, you've got 1,000. Now you're going to, go on and play for 8,000 or whatever it is, but you know that you have that. And of course, then that bankable money that that you're going to get gets higher and higher and higher. And that is exactly the same as working in a full-time permanent position. So when you finally cut those apron strings, you are free, but your safety net is completely gone. So unfortunately, that safety net is also the net that's keeping you in this miserable, I suppose, lifestyle of working 60 to 80 hour weeks in order to, build your business and work for the man. So it's funny, because it means then that the hardest part of setting up your own aesthetic practice is not registering your business and doing the courses and buying the equipment and advertising yourself. That's not the hardest part. The hardest part is walking away from the full-time job. I was a year practicing before I left, and I was making killer money doing aesthetics, and I just kept, because in my head I was thinking, I know that I have this money, so that means my mortgage is paid. That means that, everything, that all the bills that I need to be paid are paid. And I remember how freeing it was the day that I finally walked away from working for the man. And it was the best feeling on earth. And in my head, I vowed never to go back to it. I could never be employed, again, ever. But it takes a lot of lateral thinking, especially as medical professionals, when we're in this profession and we are not designed to sell. We're designed to help people. So any nurses that are out there are in this, we usually get into it because we are in a position of service. We that is our calling. Our calling is service. And it's not sales. And so oftentimes a lot of businesses fail because it's the selling. It's not what the nurse knows how to do. They know how to inject faces. They know how to make you beautiful. They know how to treat your skin. They know how to treat all of the problems that you have. They just can't market themselves. So I often say your skills are perfect. It's your marketing that sucks. And that is what's holding you back from going from, working 60-hour weeks to actually going and working 20-hour weeks and making triple what you're making. Unfortunately, when you're stuck in that uncomfortable comfort zone, you're going to suffer from frustration because you are working every hour God sends. You feel the amount of pressure that is on you as working in aesthetics alone, most likely. You're going to be disillusioned with the work that's involved in just trying to get a person through your doors to trust you in order for you to treat them. And you're going to run into burnout very fast. And unfortunately, this is because setting up your own business is hard enough. You're putting in so much emotional effort that that's what your burnout is. It's not even the physical work you're doing, it's the emotional burnout. And that leads to failure before your business ever takes off the ground. I hear so much of nurses going, "Oh, I tried it, I did the course, but it never really took off." And the thing is, it didn't take off because although you know how to inject, you just don't know how to sell yourself. And there are so many ways of getting your name into the eyes of the people who want to buy from you. So many ways. It can be, pairing up with a business like a beauty salon or a hairdresser's or somebody local to you who offers, has the same client base, but offers something that you don't offer. Talk to them, go meet with them, offer them a finder's fee for getting you clients or a commission-based work. You can team up and that will get you a whole access to a client base once they advertise, because their clients are trusting and they'll come back to them. And once you piggyback on them, you're going to get clients in, you're going to get more clients in. And the thing is, you have to turn up. You have to turn up. And if it's turning up on social media or it's turning up just in your practice or to other local businesses, show your face, leave your cards out, leave your leaflets out, ask if people will advertise you. It's an uncomfortable thing to do because you're marketing yourself and you've never had to do that. It's very uncomfortable asking for help. But the thing is, you're actually giving the other businesses something. So if you're teaming up with, say, a beauticians or a hairdressers who don't offer the services you offer, you're also offering them commission, and it will benefit both of you. They will make a lot of money by advertising you and by advertising your services and you getting those clients in. It can work very, very well, to just mutually scratch each other's back, because then you have this hairdresser who is just saying, "Oh, well, there's a girl next door and she actually does lips and she's really good." And that is getting, because their clients trust them, they're getting them to come to you. They're getting a kickback, which is great. So they're going to keep doing it. It's a beautifully self-perpetuating cycle. And teaming up with other businesses with the same industry, within the same industry, will actually get you so far. That's how I made most of my money, was by teaming up. So then you have it, even better if it's a beauty salon. I know in the UK you have to be, don't you have to be registered premises to do aesthetics? But like, if in Ireland it doesn't, if they have a lovely clean room with a sink and a door and they're happy enough for you to go in and inject or do whatever you're doing and market to their clients, it will get people in your door as well. So they're advertising, they're getting a nice percentage of a kick, you're getting clients, and granted you're not making the money that you were meant to be making, but you're also, it's word of mouth. People are going to start talking about you, people are coming in to see you. It's a very, very easy way to get clients in your doors, to up your client base, because a crap day in aesthetics is usually better than a good month working in a hospital. And bear that in mind. Like, the sky is the limit with what you can earn. So, maybe you need to just think a little bit differently about your marketing. Get out of your comfort zone, because it's often, I always say, it's fear. Fear is the thing that holds us all back. It's not even fear of progressing. It's fear of being left out. Fear of failure is a massive one. Fear of failing in the eyes of your friends or your peers or your family. that because oftentimes when we set up business, we don't get the support we need because we're setting up a business and we live in a world of people working in safe 9 to 5, so they don't tend to understand the risk you're taking and they tend to think you're mad. But it can be done. You can set up a very, very successful business. I do have a business course that is guaranteed to get you clients through your doors and guaranteed to pay for itself within the 6 weeks. It's a 6-week course. And please jump on board, DM me, or, you know, have a look at it. I'll post a link in the comments below. But it is guaranteed. The other thing is I have a load of free courses that you can avail of how to get clients into your practice. And that is the be all and end all. The free courses are the way to go. Just tips and tricks. And it is, though, it's piggybacking. It's using other people and paying them for the work that they've already done. So they already have their client base. So what you're doing is you're kind of paying them for access to that client base and having them promote you. Honestly, it works every single time. So give it a go. What I would say though is, I know I start this by saying, like, why are you still in a hospital? Why are you still, you know, while you're still in a hospital, you are not progressing your business. And it is very true. However, if you are stuck in that fear zone, don't just go in and hand in your notice. That is such a bad idea. It is the only time you can hand in your notice, I believe, is if you have 6 months in the bank where you know every bill is paid. You will not want for money for 6 months, because that's at least the level of time to knuckle down and graft to get clients in your doors. That's what you're going to need. And it would be handy if you had a little bit of a client base. If you're starting from scratch, do not quit your day job. Trust me, you could be looking at 2 years of being in that comfort zone. And most of the nurses who come and do my course, they have set up their aesthetics practice and they're still in the hospital, or they're still in a GP practice, you know, usually a year later. And it's a really, really hard frustrating area to be in. And so they've realized that they know how to inject. They've injected 100 times over. They're quite confident in their injections, in injecting faces, but they're just not getting the clients through their doors, and they're not making enough to cut those apron strings. That frustration is what brings people to me, and that's where I can help you out. So if you are, you know, stuck, if you're kind of back against a wall, at this point you're burnt out, I am here. Please drop me a message, and for free I will do whatever I can to help you. If you are really, really stuck and you are terrified and you've no idea what to do in getting your name out there, because a lot of the fear is, you know, making a fool of yourself. So loads of people will say, I can't go on to TikTok, or I can't go on to Facebook. I don't want to be pointing at things. I don't want to be doing stupid dances. Yeah, absolutely. You can still get clients without doing stupid dances and without pointing at things. It's not that hard, but it is a bit of work, and it does take you out of your comfort zone. And if you are struggling, I would be delighted to help you out. So drop us a message and I will chat to you all soon. Bye.